I won't let you down.
Some women believe in fairy tales. To them, men are white knights. But it's a fantasy doomed to fail.
I think you might be a bad girl.
When a party girl is dumped, the good times are over.
She said to him, "You're a dead man."
Have a wonderful day, sir.
Climbing the social ladder comes at a lethal cost.
More money, more social status. It was all about greed.
Your ex has been calling you?
And a clingy girlfriend refuses to be separated.
The only way to end that pain was to kill the source of the pain.
These deadly women seem loving and caring. They mask their hidden rage. Take a dangerous temper.
You're an idiot.
Dr. Anderson told people he was scared for his life.
Add a dangerous liaison.
She just lashed out at him. Very animalistic.
You get a lethal combination.
Together, they were a stick of dynamite with a lit fuse.
Texas, fall 2012. In Houston's upscale museum district,
Hi there, cutie pie.
43-year-old Anna Trujillo is doing what she does best,
Straight vodka, cheers.
having a good time.
She was extremely talkative. She would approach people. She liked to go out. She liked to party. She liked to go to nice restaurants.
Divorcee Anna chooses big city life over caring for her 2 children. She leaves them with their grandma back in small town Waco.
She moved to Houston away from her children and started living the party lifestyle.
You're cute.
Aren't you gonna buy a girl a drink?
Flirtatious Anna is drawn to another lone drinker. New to town and single, 59-year-old medical researcher Dr. Stefan Anderson.
Dr. Stefan Anderson was a PhD medical researcher, well-respected professional. People describe him as a very nice guy, mild-mannered.
He had a great sense of humor. He was a very intelligent man.
A love of drink is something Anna and Stefan have in common.
He was a functional alcoholic. He did drink every single day.
He drank a little too much sometimes, but when he did, he would just get mellow.
This theory is right. Could be a very important breakthrough.
Early days yet, though.
Here's hoping.
Romance quickly blossoms, and the couple become inseparable.
Several years of research still planned.
Anna and Stefan's relationship started out, as many relationships do, just fine. It quickly turned to romance. They moved in together.
They make an unlikely duo,
Let's go have some fun.
the PhD and the party girl.
I think he was attracted to her spirit and her quirkiness. He also had a history of trying to fix people and seeing the good in people.
She's different, all right.
Full of life, what I need.
They were not a good match from the very beginning. Dr. Anderson's friends told us that they really kind of cautioned him to stay away from her.
Stefan's friends are right to be wary. Anna isn't always the picture of poise.
When she mixed alcohol in her system, she became extremely violent.
Drunk Anna takes on anyone in her path,
Man.
Off of me.
even a security guard.
Miss Trujillo had been intoxicated inside of her place of business after hours. He was telling her that she could not stay there. She attacks him, She grabs the back of his hair and starts pulling it and then hitting him in the face.
Stefan soon learns to fear Anna's dark side.
Hello, darling.
Where have you been?
I met some friends.
Ah, what's that for? Stop that now!
Anna Trujillo, on the surface, was a very bubbly, friendly, happy person.
I hate you! You're no better than the others.
Underneath, I think that she was very angry. And so when Anna Trujillo would drink excessively, that anger would come out and it would manifest itself in violence.
Anna's physical threats escalate.
Dr. Anderson told people he was scared for his life.
It's the final straw. After 6 tumultuous months, the relationship is over.
Stefan, I'm sorry.
When she started getting more violent, he ended the relationship. He was afraid of where it was going.
I want you to move out.
Well, I have nowhere to go.
Hey.
Hey,
Anna turns to an old flame for help.
he threw me out.
She ended up moving in with a friend of hers,
Who is it, hon?
James Wells, and his girlfriend.
She needs a bed.
Okay.
Come on in.
Thank you.
It's an unorthodox living arrangement, but it works. Until another drunken rage gets Anna in trouble again.
When is she leaving?
I'll talk to her.
Are you talking about me?
No, Anna.
She bends down and has her lips puckered like she's gonna kiss. And instead, she comes down with her mouth open and bites the top of his head.
James's girlfriend has to beat her off with a broom.
When animals fight, they bite. Their teeth are weapons. They use them to subdue their enemy. And so did Anna.
Anna's welcome is well and truly worn out.
You're a dead man.
She returns to Stefan, begging him for a place to stay.
Please, Stefan. Just a few days.
Anna assures it will be a short stay.
Until I can go back home.
She plans to return to Waco to live with her family.
I can't tolerate violence.
Of course. I promise I'll be good.
Stefan, being the kind person he is, couldn't turn her away.
Okay.
Thank you, Stefan.
He did not want her in his life, but he felt sorry for her because she had been kicked out
You won't regret this.
and she has nowhere to go.
But his kindness won't be repaid.
He was late middle age and dealing with a problem with alcohol. She was looking for love and she had an alcohol problem. Together, they were a stick of dynamite with a lit fuse.
No! No!
Houston, Texas, June 9th, 2013.
Here. Come on. 1, 2, 3.
It's Anna Trujillo's last night in the city. Out of work and nowhere to live, she's returning to her hometown, Waco. Her ex-boyfriend, Dr. Stefan Anderson, takes her out for a farewell dinner.
They had dinner together and were there for several hours.
Have some service.
Sorry, I think you had enough.
I want another drink.
Anna, time to leave.
Oh, get off me!
Dr. Anderson 3 different times tries to get Ana Trujillo to leave the bar because the cab is outside waiting.
Eventually, Stefan manages to get Ana home.
Where the hell did you get your license from?
But her mood is getting worse.
Shut up!
Anna became angry, belligerent, and disrespectful to Dr. Anderson in the cab.
I'm sorry.
She was unruly, she was belligerent, she was cursing out.
Your friend, she's out of control.
Anna's behavior is so aggressive. The cab driver, a stranger, offers to pray for Stefan's safety.
She was worried about Dr. Anderson, that Anna was out of control, and that something really, really bad was going to happen.
Stefan laughs off the cab driver's concerns. But upstairs, it's a different story.
You're a disgrace.
He was mortified at her behavior.
How dare you judge me?
Just get out.
He came upstairs and told her that she couldn't stay there.
Ana is already spoiling for a fight.
She was very angry that the lifestyle she had was being taken away from her, and she just lashed out at him, very animalistic. He was on his back, face up, and she was on top of him. She struck him in the head with the heel of her shoe.
All he had to do to stop the attack was give Anna one heck of a slap or even a fist to her face, and she would have been down. But he didn't do that. Dr. Anderson was a nice guy.
Ana stabs Stefan 25 times.
I don't know if she was trying to just obliterate the person in front of her, or if she was just in a blind rage and just swinging.
She could have stopped at any time, gotten up, and walked away.
She was compelled by rage.
At 3:45 a.m.,
I want to report an assault.
Ana calls 911.
My boyfriend, he attacked me.
Ana Trujillo's voice is slurred. She originally reports that she's being attacked and that she needs help.
For police, there's no question that Ana killed Stefan.
Well, he attacked me. It wasn't my fault.
But she claims self-defense.
Anna's story at trial was that he attacked her and that he got her in a bear hug, and that basically he was choking her from behind, and that she repeatedly had to hit him in the face with the shoe to get him to let go. Now, that wasn't consistent with the physical evidence.
The evidence clearly indicates Ana straddles Stefan, and she doesn't have a mark on her from the alleged attack.
We couldn't find anywhere that she'd been punched, anywhere she'd been kicked, no bruising, and no blood.
Most damning of all is the number of times she pummeled Stefan with her stiletto.
Hitting someone 25 times in the head with a sharp object is 24 times too many for it to be called self-defense.
An investigation into Anna's life reveals her bad habit of attacking men.
She would go for their face, hitting and biting. Some see it as an attempt to obliterate the person.
In April 2014, Ana Trujillo is found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. No chance of parole for at least 30 years.
This was not even close to self-defense. This was a brutal, vicious murder.
Anna brutally beat to death a man who never raised a hand to her, not even in his last moment.
We talked to all the witnesses in Dr. Anderson's life and in Anna Trujillo's life. The one thing that came back was that Dr. Anderson was the victim and that Anna Trujillo was the aggressor.
But to this day, Anna claims she is the victim.
It's not a murder Anna Trujillo can walk away from.
When ambition takes hold,
Have a wonderful day, sir.
Housework really wasn't what she was interested in.
improving one life
More money, more social status. It was all about basic greed.
Have some water to wash it down.
can mean ending another.
Murder was so much easier.
Flora, Illinois, 1908. A small agricultural town with few opportunities for an ambitious woman.
Essie's first job was working as a housekeeper for a married couple.
26-year-old Essie Cope makes the most of being a domestic.
My, scrumptious.
Why, thank you. Pleasure's all mine.
And affluent businessman Havel Bible and wife Molly are kind employers. The job gives Essie the means to leave her past behind.
Essie married very young and had 3 children rather quickly, but then decided that wasn't the life she wanted, and she deserted her entire family.
For a woman to run off and leave her children was just unheard of because women just didn't do those sorts of things, which just goes to reinforce the fact that Essie was very cold and she really had no emotional bond with her children.
It's definitely a case where she didn't think the rules applied to her.
Essie soon becomes more than a housekeeper. When Molly becomes gravely ill, Essie nurses her.
Is she any better?
But despite her care, 33-year-old Molly isn't getting better.
No.
Life expectancy was so much shorter then. The level of medical care wasn't that high, particularly in rural areas.
Essie! Essie!
What is it?
It doesn't take long for Molly to succumb to illness.
A lot of people died young during that period of time, you know, from diseases or whatever.
Havel is shattered, but Essie is there to keep his house in order.
I'll look after you now.
And to offer more than a shoulder to cry on.
Housework really wasn't what she was interested in.
Soon, she and Havel begin living together as husband and wife, in all but name.
In the 1920s, women just didn't move in with men. It was not acceptable behavior.
This was very scandalous for the 20s. But Essie beat to her own drum. She didn't care what society thought.
Essie may not care for propriety.
Yes.
I have a summons for you.
But the Illinois law at the time does. Living in sin is illegal.
Immoral conduct.
Yes, sir.
Haville Bible got fined by the Clay County court system for Essie living with him.
Upsetting the Puritans, are we?
She didn't care. She flaunted convention at every turn.
Let's shut them up. Let's get married.
In 1914, Essie advances from hired help to beloved wife.
They got married, and they seemed to be very happy. She bore him a son that they named Floyd.
Almost a decade later, Essie has a chance encounter with a man from her past, Ernest Malinsky.
Mr. Malinsky, what a wonderful surprise.
Lovely to see you too, Essie.
Ernest was an engineer with the B&O Railroad, and he had a lot of social status.
This is my wife, Laura.
He had a good sense of humor. He had a great personality. Everybody in the community loved him.
We've moved into our new place.
Some reports say that Essie met Ernest when she was only 16, but it would take another 28 years before Essie ran into Ernest again.
You must come around sometime.
I'd love to.
We'd love to see you.
The old friends are delighted to see each other after so long. Within weeks of running into Ernest, there's trouble at home. Havel is bedridden by a common killer of the day, pneumonia.
Nobody thought that there was anything wrong with her. They just thought he died of an illness. There was no questions asked.
The loss of her husband means the loss of her income. Luckily, her old friend Ernest comes to her rescue.
She moved in as a housekeeper for Mr. Ernest Malinsky and his wife, Laura.
Have a wonderful day, sir.
But Essie doesn't intend to be the hired help for long.
Throughout Essie's life, she always seemed to want to better herself, better her circumstances, her social status.
Essie was a woman on a mission.
Flora, Illinois, 1925. Recent widow, Essie Bible, finds work with old friend Ernest Malinsky and his wife, Laura.
Laura was a very well-respected woman of the community. She was well-liked.
I'm feeling rather poorly.
A refreshment will perk you up.
Essie hasn't been part of the household long when Laura falls ill. Once again, Essie is thrust into the role of nursemaid. For weeks, she cares for Laura, but to no avail.
At the end of 8 weeks of tremendous suffering and pain, Laura passes on.
Doctors think Laura's the victim of food poisoning.
When Laura passed away, the local doctor said, she died of ptomaine poisoning from eating bad watermelon.
The door was open for Essie.
Now both widowed, romance between Ernest and Essie ignites.
Mr. Malinsky didn't have a period of mourning.
Only 6 weeks after Laura's death, they marry.
The fact that Essie and Ernest Malinsky married 6 weeks after Laura's death set the whole neighborhood afire with indignation. They started piecing things together. They got suspicious of Laura did not get sick till Essie moved in with them, and the neighbors really raised a fuss.
The neighbors were so offended at this that it spawned an investigation into Laura's death.
They got the coroner to dig up Laura's body, and they sent it to St. Louis for an investigation as to what really killed her.
The autopsy reveals the shocking cause of Laura's death: murder.
The chemist determined that she had been poisoned with arsenic.
Police arrest the newlywed.
You are suspected of the murder of Laura Malinsky.
Yes. I killed her. Ernest is a fine man. He deserved better.
As if it is a relief, Essie confesses to murder. All three of them.
Can you tell me about the death of Marlene Havenbible?
They say confession is good for the soul, and it certainly was for Essie.
I killed them both.
She couldn't stop confessing, and she revealed what she had done to her two previous victims.
I killed Molly to be with Havel. Then I killed Havel to be with Ernest.
Essie is a serial social climber, using murder for each rung. First, killing her employer's wife gave her a husband.
Essie poisoned Molly with arsenic and got away with it. She wasn't even a suspect.
But when a better prospect comes along, her husband, Havel, must go.
Have some water to wash it down. Good.
She could have divorced him, but murder was so much easier and lucrative.
I think because Mr. Malinsky could offer her more money, more social status, that is what triggered her to poison Havel Bible.
But first, Mr. Malinsky needs to be a widower.
Essie's first two murder victims were killed rather quickly with large doses of arsenic, but not Mrs. Malinsky. Her death took 6 to 8 weeks. I think Essie was enjoying it.
Essie only stands trial for the murder of Laura Malinsky. In March 1926, she is sentenced to life.
The judge at the time said that if she had been a man, he would have hanged her. Essie had her sights set on a man that could give her a better status in life, more money, more social status. It was all about basic greed, I think.
After serving 25 years in prison, Essie is released.
Essie was supposed to spend the rest of her life in prison, but she was released when she was in her early 60s. She lived to be 98 years old. Maybe it's true, only the good die young.
When new love blossoms,
he fit her like a slipper, a perfect slipper.
It can sometimes take root.
Can you come over? Except she just won't leave me alone. She calls, she harasses him all the time.
You're gonna get back with her, aren't you?
And choke everything around it.
She was suffocating the life right out of him with all her neediness.
The small fishing town of Waldoboro, Maine, known for its great seafood, particularly the lobster.
I'm hungry.
The spring of 2012, Arlene Lawless is feasting on the local catch. 34-year-old fisherman, Normie Benner.
He worked as a fisherman, the lobster fisherman. He was a stern man, and he clam digger. He liked working outside.
He's a breath of fresh air for Arlene after a rough past.
Arlene did get in trouble with the law from time to time.
She had some aggressive behaviors. She also had some defiance. Her ability to get along with people sometimes, I think, was difficult for her.
Arlene's roommate, Jeremy, finds her difficult at times.
Let's eat.
But Normie gets along with everyone.
He was always friendly, and he attracted a lot of people because he wasn't judgmental. He would just accept anybody for who they was, so he had a lot of different friends, different kind of people.
When Normie brings Arlene home to meet his parents and sister, they're not so accepting.
My first impression was not good because she had tattoos all over her, and she just seemed weird to me.
Dawn also realizes Arlene has been hurting herself.
She said, yes, I used to cut myself. I could see the scars on her legs.
It's a sign of a distressed individual. Don't screw with me, I'm full of rage. It's a warning. It's a yellow flashing light.
I want you to know that I love Normie.
Normie's girlfriend seems very serious for a brand new beau.
You've only known him for a week.
Still, I know.
Arlene told me how she loved Normie. He was the best thing she ever knew. Said, you've only known him a week, Arlene. And she said, I still know. She said, I'd never do anything to hurt your son or your family.
Here's one you'll love.
No, I won't. I can't stand horror.
Despite his family's reservations, Normie starts seeing more of this wild woman.
They're casually dating, except it was actually only Norman that was casually dating. For Arlene, it was serious.
Arlene thinks she's found the man of her dreams.
Norman was the one. He fit her like a slipper, a perfect slipper.
She had told people that she hoped that the two would get married.
So then Jeff says, bring in those damn lobsters.
When she's not with Normie, Arlene still can't let go.
Hey, Arlene.
You can't even leave him alone for 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, fine. See you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, where was I? Oh, so he's hanging over the side.
He said she just won't leave me alone. She harasses him all the time.
Happy-go-lucky Normie is starting to feel stifled.
Gotta get out of this relationship.
Well, there's something odd about that girl.
Norman became aware very early on, in the only 2 or 3 months they were dating, that this was not the woman for him, that she was too clingy and needy, and he told this to people.
By midsummer, Arlene senses her boyfriend's cooling emotions.
What?
Are you gonna leave me?
He said she's really saying weird things. She wakes me up in the night saying, are you gonna leave me?
Your ex has been calling you?
Arlene.
You're gonna go back with her, aren't you?
Just go back to sleep.
She was sort of closing in on him and suffocating the life right out of him with all her neediness.
Daybreak on July 21st, 2012. It's the weekend, but Normie has an early start.
He left Saturday morning very early, as a fisherman would. He was going to go haul lobsters on his boat.
Arlene is also up early, reaching out to Normie.
She called his phone that day, like, I don't know how many times it kept going off. He left it home, and she kept leaving him messages and messages.
When she can't contact Normie, Arlene tries a different tact. She calls his sister.
Hey, Kimmy,
Hi, Arlene.
She claims her roommate, Jeremy, is attacking her.
He's got a gun. Jeremy McPhee, he's chasing me, he's scaring me, hollering at me. He's got a gun. I don't know what to do.
Lock yourself in your room.
I can't. Can you come over?
I don't think I can. Can I call you back?
But Arlene's cry for help is a ruse.
This was a complete lie.
I said, Kimmy, don't go get her. She's manipulating.
Her game playing is the last straw for Normie.
I'm gonna break up with her.
He summons the courage to sever all ties and prepares a peace offering.
Probably be an hour.
He was actually cooking some lobsters.
Sure thing.
He was gonna go over, have lobster with her, and attempt to terminate that relationship.
I don't mind being a chauffeur.
Dawn is worried about her son.
He thought he was so big and strong that he could handle anything, I think.
Her fears are well-founded. Normie is on a collision course with a dangerous woman.
He said, I hope to be home in an hour.
Normie is not back in an hour. He is not back in a day.
But we didn't hear from him, so we just waited. Sunday night, I said, something's really wrong.
Waldoboro, Maine, Monday morning, July 23rd, 2012.
Probably be an hour.
2 days earlier, Normie Benner went to break up with girlfriend Arlene Lawless. But he doesn't return home.
Sunday, and we hadn't heard from him. So I told his father, I said, something's wrong, I know.
Normie's mother, Dawn, and sister, Kimberly, drive to Arlene's home.
I said, I'm scared, Kimmy. I don't even want to go in there.
I haven't seen either of them.
Normie, honey? Wake up.
See Normie laying at the foot of the bed, and I said, Normie.
Ma, he's dead.
Kimmy felt him. She said, he's dead, Ma. He's stiff. He's dead.
Normie has been shot in the head. Arlene lies lifeless beside him.
They were sure both of them were dead.
Run, Kimmy, run!
Then, like something out of a zombie movie, Arlene rose up.
I said, run, Kimmy, because I thought she had a gun. She was still alive. And so we jumped in the cab, and we drove down and called 911. And we...
Arlene's rushed to the hospital with a facial wound. She tells her story to the police.
So yummy.
2 days earlier, on Saturday night, she and Normie have their last supper.
Arlene, you know I care about you. I just don't want commitment right now.
So you just used me.
No, that's not true.
He was a nice guy, and he wanted to let her down easy.
I just want to die.
Don't say that.
Normie knew that if he listened to her complain or get upset, he'd back down again.
Please, just stay one more night.
A heartbroken Arlene convinces Normie to stay the night.
Normie once again let himself be manipulated by Arlene's neediness, and she persuaded him to stay at the house.
Arlene is preparing a little surprise of her own. She steals her housemate's gun.
She had gone up into his room and taken a handgun from under his mattress, that she knew it would be there, she knew it would be loaded.
Arlene decides to end this relationship on her own terms.
Arlene was terrified that Norman was going to leave her for another woman, and she couldn't bear the thought of it.
Arlene had put the gun in close range to the back of his head and pulled the trigger.
And then she was so angry about the whole situation. She said she wanted to kill herself. After the shot, she laid down next to Normie. And that's where she was found 2 days later.
In June 2013, Arlene Lawless pleads guilty to the murder of Normie Benner. She is sentenced to 35 years in prison.
I think life for life is what you should get.
Norman's family needed justice. I'm not sure they got it.
You're gonna go back with her, aren't you?
Arlene couldn't bear to be alone.
No, just try and sleep, please.
Her neediness destroyed a gentle soul, too kind to break a woman's heart.
It was a big part of a lot of people's lives, and there is a noticeable hole in the Benner family.
Dawn will never forget the final phone call she receives from her son's killer.
I said, "You killed my son?" She said, "Yes, I did." I said, "You know you ripped our world apart." She said, "I know I did." Arlene, you did rip our world apart, but you can't take our memories. We love our son, and you cannot take that away from us. We're a close family, and you're not ripping us apart.
When these deadly women felt let down, their love turned lethal. Anna Trujillo's violent temper finally took a life. Essie Bible Malinsky turned social climbing into serial murder. And Arlene Lawless played out a love tragedy. Friends and loved ones suffered when these women revealed their hidden rage.